Welcome. Today we will see selection of materials for worm gears, strength rating of worm gears, wear rating of worm gears, and thermal considerations used in worm gears. Now, first of all, we will see selection of materials. The selection of materials for the worm and the worm wheel is more limited than it is for other types of gears. The threads of the worm are subjected to fluctuating stresses and the number of stress cycles is fairly large. Therefore, the surface endurance strength is an important criterion in the selection of the worm material. The core of the worm should be kept ductile and tough to ensure maximum energy absorption. The worms are therefore made of case hardened steel with a surface hardness of 60 HRC and a case depth of 0.75 to 4.5 mm. The following varieties of steel are used for the worm: normalized carbon steels 40C8 and 55C8, case hardened carbon steels 10C4, 14C6, case hardened alloy steels 16Ni 80Cr60 and 20Ni 2Mo25, nickel chromium steels 30Ni3Cr80, 15Ni4Cr1. The magnitude of contact stresses on the worm wheel teeth is the same as that on the worm threads. Therefore, the number of stress cycles is reduced by a factor equal to the speed reduction. The worm wheel cannot be accurately generated in the hobbing process. The final profile and finish of the worm wheel teeth is the result of plastic deformation during the initial stages of service. Therefore, the worm wheel material should be soft and conformable. Phosphor bronze with a surface hardness of 90 to 120 bhn is widely used for the worm wheel. Phosphor bronze worm wheels are sand cast and chilled, or centrifugally cast. Phosphor bronze is costly, and in case of worm wheels with large dimensions, only the outer rim is made of phosphor bronze. It is then bolted to the cast iron wheel. There are two reasons for using dissimilar or heterogeneous materials for worms and worm wheels. First, the coefficient of friction is reduced. The conformability of worm wheel with respect to the worm is improved. In spur, helical or bevel gears, the same material can be used for pinion and gear. In worm gear drive, however, dissimilar materials are used for the worm and worm wheel. Now we will see strength rating of worm gears. Since the teeth of worm wheel are weaker than the threads of worm, the design for strength can be based on Levy's equation as applied to the worm wheel teeth. In this case, it is not necessary to design the worm on the basis of strength. The worm gears are usually designed according to national and international codes. There are two basic equations, beam strength and wear strength equations. The maximum permissible torque that the worm wheel can withstand without bending failure is given by the lower of the following two values. MT1 is equal to 17.65 XB1 SB1 into M into LR into D2 cos gamma, and MT2 is equal to 17.65 XB2 into SB2 into M into LR into D2 cos gamma, where MT1 and MT2 is equal to permissible torque on the worm wheel in Newton mm, XB1 and XB2 is equal to speed factors for strength of worm and worm wheel, SB1 and SB2 is equal to bending stress factors of worm and worm wheel, M is equal to module in mm, LR is equal to length of the root of worm wheel tip in mm, D2 is equal to pitch circle diameter of worm wheel in mm, gamma is equal to lead angle of the worm. The power transmitting capacity based on beam strength is given by kilowatt is equal to 2 pi n into mt divided by 60 into 10 raised to 6, where mt is the lower value between mt1 and mt2. Here if mt1 is less, then we have to take n1, and if mt2 is less, then we have to take n2. Now next we will see wear rating of worm gears. The maximum permissible torque the worm wheel can withstand without pitting failure is given by the lower of the following two values. MT3 is equal to 18.64 into XC1 into SC1 into YZ into D2 raised to 1.8 into M, and MT4 is equal to 18.64 into XC2 into SC2 into YZ into D2 raised to 1.8 into M, where MT3 and MT4 is equal to permissible torque on the worm wheel in Newton mm, XC1 and XC2 is equal to speed factors for the wear of worm and worm wheel, SC1 and SC2 is equal to surface stress factors of the worm and worm wheels, YZ is equal to zone factor. The power transmitting capacity based on beam strength based on wear strength is given by kilowatt is equal to 2 pi nmt divided by 16 to 10 raised to 6, where mt is the lower value between mt3 and mt4. Now we will see thermal considerations in worm and worm wheel. Thermal considerations are important as worm, because of high speed reduction in case of worm and worm wheel, large amount of heat is generated. Therefore, to dissipate the heat, we need to consider thermal considerations in case of worm and worm wheel. Now we will see the efficiency of a worm gear drive is low and the work done by friction is converted into heat. When the worm gears operate continuously, considerable amount of heat is generated. The rate of heat generated Hg is given by Hg is equal to 1000 into bracket 1 minus efficiency into kilowatt, where Hg is equal to rate of heat generation in watt, neta is equal to efficiency of worm gears in fraction, kilowatt is equal to power transmitted by gears in kilowatt. The heat is dissipated through the lubricating oil to the housing wall and finally to the surrounding air. The rate of heat dissipated HD by the housing walls to the surrounding air is given by HD is equal to K into bracket T minus T naught into A, where HD is equal to the rate of heat dissipation in watt, K is equal to overall heat transfer coefficient of housing walls watt per meter in watt per meter square degree Celsius, small t is equal to temperature of the lubricating oil in degree Celsius, T naught is equal to temperature of the surrounding air in degree Celsius, A is equal to effective surface area of housing in meter square. Therefore, equating heat generation to the heat dissipation, we have following equation, that is 1000 into bracket 1 minus efficiency into kilowatt is equal to K into T minus T naught into A. Therefore, rearranging the terms, we are getting two equations. Kilowatt is equal to K into T minus T naught into A divided by 1000 into bracket 1 minus efficiency, equation 1, and small t is equal to T naught plus 1000 into bracket 1 minus efficiency into kilowatt divided by K into A, equation 2. Equation 1 gives the power transmitting capacity based on thermal considerations. Equation 2 gives the resultant temperature of the lubricating oil for a given power transmitting capacity. The overall heat transfer coefficient under normal working conditions with natural air circulation is 12 to 18 watt per meter square degree Celsius. This value can be further increased by providing a fan on the worm shaft and arranging the fins horizontally along the stream of air. In such cases, the value of the overall heat transfer coefficient can be taken as 20 to 28 watt per meter square degree Celsius. It has been observed that the maximum permissible temperature for commonly used lubricating oils is 95 degrees Celsius, above which it loses its properties and there is a danger of gear tooth failure due to seizure. Okay. Thank you very much. This is the end of the theory of the worm gears.